And for more on this and all things NCAA Tournament, let's now welcome in Seth Walder, the face of ESPN Analytics, and also we're going to talk some BPI. Seth, good to have you here. So let's talk about a small underdog in the Midwest region. Why do the numbers like Syracuse +3 against San Diego State?
Yeah, Doug, the 11 seed line's kind of amazing. The range and quality of teams is dramatic. Wichita State is there. We have them as the 97th best team. And Syracuse, we have as the 33rd best team in the country. So that's pretty good. If you compare them to San Diego State and you look at what they've done this season, yes, San Diego State has been the better team. If you look at their adjusted efficiencies, I'm talking about adjusting for opponent quality. San Diego State's been about 3.5 points per game better than Syracuse. Add in the preseason prior that we have to have, and we make this more of a 2.5 point game. So that translates to basically a 60-40 proposition. 40% chance on a number 11 seed. That's about as good a shot as you're going to get at an upset in the NCAA tournament. So if you ask me for one upset, it would be Syracuse.
Yeah, and when the lines came out Sunday night, there was only one lower-seeded team favored over a higher-seeded team. Let's go to the South region, where the metrics all year, according to the NCAA, loved Colgate. Now, look, I remember back in the day, I was much younger. Donald Foyle was drafted out of Colgate, and I just dismissed it right away. Patriot League. Now, obviously, we've learned a lot about these schools, and we've seen double-digit seeds make some deep runs. But why are the numbers so high on this team that has only faced Patriot League competition and catching only 8.5 against a potent Arkansas squad?
Yeah, Doug, if you look only at like the raw efficiencies, Colgate would seem like one of the best teams in the country. And the NCAA's net metric had them as the 9th best team in the country. But you and I both know you can't do that. I mean, this is a team that played Holy Cross 4 times in a row. They had one of the easiest schedules in the entire country. You have to adjust for opponent in college basketball, and you have to also include that preseason prior, which is especially important for Colgate because they only played 15 games. You need to weight what we thought in the preseason more heavily for them, and we didn't think they were going to be that good. Now look, BPI actually still respects them. I think the thing that surprised me here was that we make them the 44th best team in the country. That's pretty good. It's great for a 14 seed, and we give them about a 30% chance to beat Arkansas. So, no, Colgate is not one of the top 10 best teams in the country. But if you're looking for one of the best 14 seed upset chances, maybe you're in a pool that incentivizes those high seed wins, Colgate, I think, could be a nice buy.
It'll be a little different opponent. Arkansas out of the SEC instead of Patriot League and maybe Holy Cross defenders getting a hand up in those three-point attempts. Seth, always great stuff. It's fascinating to dive deep into the numbers. You do a great job presenting them all, translating them all. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Doug.
All right, so these are the biggest spreads we have in the first round. Maybe we'll see some history. Baylor going down, right? That'd be the largest ever. But one odds maker told me you can just tell the public's gotten smarter because the 116 matchups, you don't have the 35-point spreads anymore in the high 20s. I mean, look, we even have low 20s and in the 15 matchup, 215. So any of these catch our eye? That's what we're going to discuss now as we break it down. Tyler back with me as well as we have some more fun here. Any first-round upset you're sniffing here?
Yeah, it's a 12 seed in the South region, I believe, against Villanova, and that's Winthrop. Winthrop's lost just one game all season long, and they have the vanilla James Harden on their team. Where's number 52? He's a 6'7" left-handed point guard. His name's Chandler Vaudrin. Led all of college basketball in triple doubles this season. Had
a little bit of a beard.
He's got a little bit of the beard.
That's about what Harden had in college.
Exactly. Harden's was not full beard at Arizona State, but you see his averages 10, 7, 6. That's the only player in D1 averaging those thresholds across the board, leads the team in pretty much every single category except for block shots. Connor Gillespie, we know, is out. That's the second leading scorer, leading assist man on this Villanova team. And Winthrop has a lot of metrics that you like. They're a top 20 team in terms of defensive efficiency. They're top 50th overall in offensive efficiency. So it's not like, they're carried by just a dominant defense. They can play offense as well, led by Vaudrin. So with him kind of keying things, I think not only can they beat Villanova, but maybe make a run to the Sweet 16.
All right, you're not alone there. Public dog a little bit, 66% at Caesars William Hill is on Winthrop. And I think a lot of it has to do with the Gillespie injury. Right. And I'm kind of thinking along the same lines. Virginia has this COVID protocol, and it's not just sort of they're limited with when they travel. They're isolated in their rooms. And so this line has come down a lot, which makes me feel better because you're looking at 97% of the money at Caesars William Hill is on the Bobcats, but at least the line has moved that way. So if the line hadn't moved or even went, God forbid, the other direction, then I'd be really worried. But look, I am worried more so that Ohio is only a 5th seed in the MAC. Like, I'm not worried about this Virginia team because we know how snail-paced they are. Now, they have shooting this year, but as much as we want to criticize Virginia teams in years past, even the national championship, they had pro talent on those teams. Hunter, even Ty Jerome's getting some run right now in the NBA. There's not much NBA talent here. Maybe one of the bigs because they can shoot. But for the most part, Ohio might have the best player at least the best shooter in Preston on the court. So I like this Bobcats team. I don't think they're great, but it's more of a fate of Virginia and the circumstances with what it is. These guys are isolated in their room.
Very understandable, and it's a similar, even though we know my bias against Kansas because of Missouri, same logic with KU and their matchup with Eastern Washington. We just don't know if they're going to be there, who's going to be able to play.
It's a situation we have never seen. And we've seen it in other sports over the past year, so we'll see how it plays out in the big dance. Let's bring back the Bear, Chris Felica. All right, so what double-digit seed has caught your eye?
Utah State, as an 11 seed against Texas Tech, has caught my eye. I think Texas Tech kind of is living off of that Final Four run from a couple of years ago. I don't think this is necessarily Chris Beard's best team, and I think they've been overvalued all year long. And I think if you look at the numbers against top 50 teams, they're 2-12 against the number. I think they're 5-10. It is outright. They're one of the worst teams in the tournament against the number, and I think there's going to be a big matchup problem for them with Keita from Utah State. So I think the Aggies plus the points here, really good chance to win outright.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.